Have you ever put into perspective just how old you've become when you realize that certain series that you played as a kid are now celebrating their 20 to 25th anniversary? Because that's what I'm going through right now with Katamari Damacy. I cannot believe the first game has got the 20th anniversary. That's so wild. It's one of my favorite franchises. I love it a lot. It's so much fun to play. Anyways, hello everybody. This is That Manga Dude, and welcome to another pickups video. And this one is really special because I have officially hit 3,000 volumes owned. That is, wow. That is so crazy to say out loud. Yeah, collecting for since 2006 and officially reaching 3,000 volumes collected is remarkable. It's weird to say out loud, but so happy to have all of these amazing volumes. So happy to be able to talk about all of these manga volumes that I love and enjoy and for you to check out. So anyways, this is going to be an interesting one. A lot of good stuff came out, and I also got a lot of stuff really early. There are a few Viz volumes that I'm going to be showing off that are not supposed to be out just yet. They're supposed to be coming out in April. Yeah, that's going to be a weird one. Anyways, let's get started right now. Woo! Okay, so the first section is usually reserved for volumes or series slash publishers that are either defunct or gone or just didn't get a lot from. But yeah, this time around, it's definitely only it's only publishers that I've gotten a little bit from, because a lot of these publishers are some of the big ones. I just didn't pick up that much from them this time around, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, let's get started. So first off, from Vertical, the first volume I'm going to be showing off is After the Rain, Volume 2 from Jun Mayuzuki. This is the mangaka that also does one of my favorite currently releasing series, Kowloon Generic Romance, which is a ton of fun. But this one is, I think their first big series, at least in the US. Follows a story about this girl who ends up falling in love with her manager at the restaurant, and it's him trying to teach slash tell her how this relationship's inappropriate, and how you develop feelings for people, and how you can figure that stuff out. So allegedly it's supposed to get a lot better. I read the first volume and I did enjoy it, but I just didn't wasn't really vibing as much in comparison to Kowloon Generic Romance, but I'm definitely going to give it more of a shot and keep on reading, because I did actually like it, so I think it's going to be worth the read at some point. Alright, coming up to One Piece books, I picked up Utsutoki Rhetoric Volume 6 from Ritsu Miyako. This has been a series that I've been thoroughly enjoying. I've been having a lot of fun with this one. Really fun mystery series. Also, I would say partly coming of age in a way, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Really cool to have this. Super excited, and I'm really glad we're getting volumes a little bit faster, because it was a slow start at first, but we've been getting them more consistently, so really excited to read this one as well. Okay, coming into Seven Seas, I only picked up 2 volumes, but first I picked up Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. This is the omnibus for 3 and 4 from Satoshi Mizukami, and this was this is my favorite series that someone has suggested to me in general, at least for the video that I did. If you want to go check out that, you can get a full review of the first omnibus. So I hate the first 2 volumes, but it's a really fun series. Follows a story about this guy here who wakes up with a lizard on his stomach basically, and the lizard's like, hey, you need to save the world from that giant hammer that's gonna blow everything up. And he's like, what? So he's thrown into this crazy world where he meets this girl as well, whose primary mission is to also destroy the world or take it over. So yeah, very strange. It's a very weird series, but it's a lot of fun. At least the first 2 volumes were, so really excited to check out the next 2 volumes. Alright, coming up next, I picked up BL Metamorphosis from Kaori Tsurutani. This is volume 1, and this is a series that I heard a lot of people really enjoyed. I believe it's a story about this older lady here who meets this girl who loves BL while she's at a bookstore or bookshop or something like that, and then yeah, comes to learn the world of BL. At least I believe that's what the story is. Obviously, you could tell me if I'm wrong in the comments below, because I think that's what I've seen slash heard. But yeah, it looks really cool. It's honestly on me that I just waited this long to pick it up. Also, this was a used copy, so I got this random, where is it? This random little bookmark, which is kind of cool. It's kind of neat. It's like one of those ones that hangs on a page. So that was just kind of random, but I wanted to keep it in there because, I don't know, it feels, feels cool to have. Anyways, really excited to check this one out as well. Alright, coming into Yen Press, I only picked up 2 volumes from them as well. First up, I picked up Adult Picture Book, new edition from Kei Itoi. This is the first volume, and it follows the story about this, I believe he's supposed to be like an adult manga creator, and he's basically given the daughter of one of his best friends, and it says, like, please take care of her, and he's like, what? So now he has this daughter, and he tries to create a family for this daughter by trying to marry this woman who basically says yes, and he's like, wait, what? So yeah, it looks like it's going to be an interesting one. I really like the cover color. I like the peach that they chose, and the art looks pretty neat as well. So really excited to get into this one, have my opinions on it sometime soon. Alright, coming up next, I picked up Nights with a Cat. This is volume 3 from Kyuryu Z. This is an awesome series. It's basically just a very simple slice of life for Coma, following the story about this guy and his sister who own a cat who's a little goofy, and it's about, yeah, all of the observations that he makes about this specific cat. I love this series quite a bit. It's really fun. It's a very simple read, but yeah, excited to have volume 3 in my hands. Alright, coming into Dark Horse. So I actually picked up a bit more, so we've moved into the second part. First up, I picked up an older series from their catalog, and that is Gate 7 from Clamp. This is volumes 1 and 2, and let me tell you, these are some of the most beautiful spines and covers I have ever seen. The colors just really bounce off of the covers. It's just, I don't know, it's just really gorgeous. I really, really like these. I don't know anything about them, but they were really cheap when I got them, so I decided to pick them up. They're in fairly good condition. Volume 1 could have seen better days, but Volume 2 is in a lot better condition. And it's Clamp. I've been really enjoying Clamp recently, so I guess at some point I'm going to be making some kind of Clamp video and just kind of ranking them, or I don't know, maybe a retrospective. I will see. But really cool to have these, and probably will be reading these when I pick up the rest of the series, because I think there's more, but we'll see. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up Hellsing Volumes 4 and 5 from Kota Hirano. Really excited to get these. I've been really enjoying Hellsing. Been a lot of fun. Do I think the story is, like, you know, the most remarkable thing ever? No. But man, is it just a great time to read. It's crazy gory. It's super action-packed. It's intense. You're on the edge of your seat. There's people with heavy accents, and they purposely wrote it like that, so that it's, like, kind of hard to read sometimes. But absolutely love it. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and really excited to get into these volumes as soon as possible. Up next, this is an interesting one. I managed to pick up You're Under Arrest, Lights and Siren from Kosuke Fujishima, who is the mangaka from Oh My Goddess. And yeah, I actually, way back in 2022, I think, I believe it's, yeah, yes, it was 2022. Way back in 2022, I went to Colorado, actually, and I managed to pick up another copy of this series. I forgot what that one was specifically called, but really cool to have this. It's in really good condition. Also got it for cheap, and I really just enjoy the art. So I don't know anything about this other than I believe they're supposed to be cops. So yeah, been really enjoying these old school Dark Horse releases. Love Gunsmith Cats. Been a fun time. So hopefully this one is just as fun as well. Alright, so now we've picked up into the next part, and I actually got a lot from one of the publishers, funny enough. Definitely went defunct, and then they came back, and a lot of those volumes are from when before they went out of business, and before they came back, and one from when they came back. So let's talk about the one that is currently released. That is Since I Could Die Tomorrow, Volume 1 from Sumako Kari. Really gorgeous cover. But yeah, it tells a story about this girl, this lady on the front here, who's in her 40s. She's kind of learning about how her body's starting to break down, and kind of just like contemplating life, like what's the point of all of this, like what is she doing? And yeah, so it tells the story of her and her friend from high school, who's also suffering from that same kind of feeling, I guess. So they meet up together, and yeah, that's that's about as much as I could tell you about this. So yeah, really excited to get into this. I know a lot of people were saying this is actually a really, really good release. So hopefully it's as good as people have made it out to be, because man, this cover is gorgeous. Alright, coming up next, I decided to pick up the first volume of Tokyo Mew Mew for the Tokyo Pop edition. This is Mie Kumi and Reiko Yoshida. I know absolutely nothing about this, other than this is supposed to be a magical girl series, I believe. And yeah, I know a lot of people like it. That's it. But I've definitely wanted to get these. I know there are the omnibuses that are from, I believe it's Kodansha, but I'm just not a big omnibus person. So yes, I'm going to be stubborn and I'm going to buy these single volumes if I can. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up the first volume of the Quasar, I don't know how to pronounce this, the Quasar of Stigmata, Holy Wars Ignite, from Kanetsu Sato and Hiroyuki Yoshino. Yeah, this is another one I know absolutely nothing about. All I know is that I got it for $3, and one of my friends always talks about it and thinks that a certain series is this series, but it's not. So yeah, don't know much about it, but it looks pretty gritty, it looks pretty edgy. Yeah, definitely interested to check it out and see what it is all about. Up next, another one where I don't know anything about this, but that is Etc. from Tao Nakazaki, I think. This is the first volume, and yeah, the art style is very, very interesting. Unlike a lot of things I've seen, it's kind of like an old school, like 2000s design, but it reminds me of like Trigun. I think it's supposed to be like a Wild West manga, which is cool. I really, really enjoy Trigun, so hopefully this is just as fun as well. And last but not least, from Tokyo Pop, this is like the most exciting thing that I picked up, and definitely an interesting story. So I was at one of my local bookstores that I love going to, and lo and behold, they had this beautiful Cardcaptor Sakura old school box set. This is the special collected edition of the first 3 volumes. And yeah, the box itself is pretty beat. It's got, you know, it's got rips and stuff like that. There's a couple dents and here and there, but the volumes themselves are actually in really good condition, and they come with these awesome cloud cards inside that are still in there. Like, the person did not remove them, so thank you for whoever did that. And an even better situation too, I got this for $10. $10 for all 3 volumes, plus the book, plus the box, plus the 3 bookmarks. Like, what? I feel like this was a misprint or a misprinted label for the price, but I will take it. So really excited to have this. I've been wanting to read and collect Cardcaptor Sakura for a long time, but I've never really wanted to get those big hardcovers that are currently releasing, so super happy to have this. They also had the other box set as well, but it was a little bit more reasonably priced. So definitely gonna wait, and hopefully no one buys it, and I'll just go and pick it up, and I will have all of the original Cardcaptor Sakura. So yeah, really fun story to have with this, and just a beautiful box set. Super happy to have this. Alright, coming into Kodansha, I got a lot of Kodansha stuff, so like, this is going to be a fun one. So first up, I picked up A Kingdom of Quartz from Bomb Hat. This is volume 1. This is a series that a lot of people said if you like Witch Hat Atelier, you should definitely check this one out. And yeah, flipping through the pages, the art is absolutely gorgeous, so stunning. Obviously very much Witch Hat Atelier-esque, but different enough that you could tell it's from a different artist, and we love that for them. Similar, but not the same. Not copied, just important to note. So, don't know much about this, but yeah, the art was enough to get me to check it out. So, yeah, let's see if it's any good. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up the 3rd volume of Nina the Starry Bride from Rikachi. And this has been a really fun series. I've talked about it quite a bit on this channel, but in case you've never heard me talk about it, this follows a story about this girl here, who is like a homeless girl, and she's just trying to survive, but eventually she is kidnapped by the kingdom because she looks like the recently deceased princess, or priestess, or whatever you want to call her. So now she is going to be the stand-in for that priestess/princess, and she is going to be married off. So now she must learn to become a royal, and there's a lot of like political stuff in this, or like a lot of political drama per se between kingdoms and within the kingdom itself. And yeah, it's a really cool series. I love the first 2 volumes, so very, very excited to get into the 3rd volume as soon as possible. Alright, up next, you know we had to get it. We knew we had to pick it up. This is Metalist Volume 1 from Suru Maikata, and this is a series that I 100% talked about during my good old-fashioned FVI from March, so definitely give that a shot if you want to see my full review of this first volume. But yeah, it's a great series. Follow the story about this guy here who is a recently, I guess you could say, retired professional ice skater, aka he just wasn't receiving any positions or any jobs, so he decides to become a coach with his original duo's partner, and meets this girl here who looks to be sneaking into the ice skating rink, and he's like, you can't do that, but he comes to find out her story and vows to become her coach in order to have her reach her dream of becoming a medalist at the Olympics. So yeah, it's a story of preservation, or not preservation, but perseverance and working hard and defying expectations. It's a lot of fun. It's really great. I will talk more about this in the reading log, or if you want to go check out the FVI, you can get the full rundown there. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up one of my other hyped up releases. This is Initial D. This is the Omnibus from Shuichi Shigeno. I cannot believe this series is back in print. It is so insane to me that we managed to get this back for a variety of reasons. But it's really cool that like people or like publishers are trying to bring back these older series. Super hype about it. If you somehow do not know about Initial D, which is very surprising, not gonna lie, Initial D is the classic racing / drifting manga from Shuichi Shigeno, which kicked off a major, I would say, renaissance in a way for like Japanese car culture across the board, like around the world. People were blasting Eurobeat, loving the music, trying to get their hands on an 86 Toyota Corolla or a Toyota Trueno, if that's what you want to call it. Whatever, I don't care. But follows a story about Takumi, who is this this high schooler who works at a gas station, and his dad owns like this tofu delivery shop that he happens to work for as well at night. A mysterious Toyota Trueno who has been driving around and has been absolutely destroying and like the Akina, I think it's the name of the mountain, is destroying all the racers up there, and they don't know who it is, and lo and behold, it's actually Takumi, even though Takumi has no idea what cars are or appears to not know much about cars or anything. So yeah, it's about his story and journey of becoming a professional, I guess, racer, professional driver. But yeah, really cool to have this, and I love this release. There are multiple like cover releases, and I think this is my favorite per se. The Crunchyroll one is okay. It looks a lot like this one, but the car is actually colored to match like the rest of it. I just think it's a little too much. And the Kinokuniya one is cool, but like, I don't know, I like this one a lot because I think there's a lot of like interesting design choices here. I love the color as well, so I don't know, it's just a personal opinion, but really happy to have this. Super excited. Can't wait to keep reading it. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up the first volume of Ado from Amano Jaku. This is another series that I talked about in my FVI, and it's another one that I did very much enjoy. It gave off a lot of Akira vibes. It even says it on the back, like if you're a fan of Akira. But yeah, definitely enjoyed it. We'll talk more about it in the reading log if you want my opinions on it, or if you want a full opinion, go check out the FVI. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up the 14th volume of Blue Period from Tsubasa Yamaguchi. Oh, it has been so long, and we are finally here. And can we talk about how absolutely gorgeous this front cover is? I love it so much. I love the shading. I love like the painterly feel. I love all like the random like designs and drawings that are just kind of scattered across the cover. It's great. I love the color choices for the title. It's just remarkable. And I love this series so much. Blue Period's been one of my favorite releases coming out. Kodansha has been absolutely killing it. Just in general, I've been really enjoying Kodansha's releases recently. So thank goodness, and yeah, really excited to get into this one as soon as possible. And last but not least, I started to pick up an older one from Kodansha's library. This is Complex Age from Yui Sakuma. This is like an office or semi-office like cosplaying manga where like this lady does not want people to find out that she's a cosplayer. And that's about as much as I could tell you. I've been really interested in reading this one for a long time. I just haven't, mostly because it's been like really hard to find these volumes, especially recently. But I remember like skimming through this a long time ago and being like, yeah, I really should pick this up, and then I didn't. So we're here now, finally have it. Really excited to get into it as soon as possible. Into the final section we go. We have ourselves the Viz media section. This is the big boy. This is where most of my pickups are usually. So let's get started. So first off, I'm going to start with the Viz signature line. I only got 2 from that. So first up is Magi Lumiere, Magical Girls Incorporated. This is volume 1 from Seka Iwata and Yu Aoki. Another series that I've talked about in my FBI. I know I keep plugging it, but I just did it. So I mean, it is what it is. But really happy to have this. This was actually one of my hyped up series for the year, and yeah, it lived up to the hype. Basically follows the story about this girl here who is trying to find a job, and she's applied everywhere. She keeps getting into interviews, but just doesn't seem to be able to get past that last part. Until she has a remarkable experience with a magical girl, and she ends up joining a magical girl team as their new employee. So it's about her story of, I guess, learning to become a magical girl. So yeah, really happy to have it. I will talk more about this in the reading log. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up the last volume of Alice in Borderland from Haro Aso. We're finally done with the series, and it's like, it feels like a fever dream. I can't believe it's over. Yeah, really excited to talk about this in the reading log, because yes, I have read it. But yeah, super exciting, super crazy that this series is over. In case you don't know, it follows a story about Arisu, who gets teleported to this world called Borderland, where you have to play basically death games in order to survive and hopefully make it to the end. What is the end? Who knows? So definitely give it a shot if you're a big fan of death games. Alright, up next, into like the old school section of Viz Media. This is like going to be the like action slash... well, you'll see. So first up, I picked up Flame of Reka, Volume 10 from Nobuyuki Anzai. Yep, just continuing to collect this series, and it's a lot of fun. I have not officially caught up with all of the volumes that I own. I have read most of them. But yeah, just a fun action series by the same mangaka behind Mare, which is a series that I really enjoy. So yeah, I've been really having a lot of fun with this one. So yeah, hopefully it continues to be good. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up a rarer volume. This is No Need for Tenchi from Hitoshi Okuda. This is volume 2 of like the right to left volumes, so really excited to have this. I don't know anything about this series. I know Tenchi Muyo was a big series here, I think, during like the 2000s. So excited to check this out, see what everyone was talking about. And last but not least for, no, not last for least, I picked up Saikano. This is volume 7. This is the last volume I needed from Shin Takahashi's series. And yeah, I remember reading this quite a bit of time ago now. I haven't read it in a while, but really like the art, but follows a story about like this girl who's like actually like a military weapon, but she's just trying to live a normal life. And kind of falls in love with this guy, and yeah, they have kind of a tumultuous relationship because obviously she's a weapon, so she's required to go on missions and stuff like that. But he's like, you know, you don't need to risk your life for the military. So yeah, don't remember much after that. I definitely need to just reread it at this point, but hopefully it's as good as I remember it being. Alright, sorry, but I was saying one last one for the action. That is Excel Saga Volume 4 from Rikito Koshi, and it's in really good condition. This is just a really goofy series following the story about Excel, who's this girl in the front here, and her partner, who I'm now forgetting her name. She's like named after like a car or something. She's like, I don't know, she has like a weird name. But anyways, it's about their story as they are trying to take over the world, or at least help to take over the world. It feels like Sergeant Frog, but with like alien slash human people. So it's strange, it's funny, it's dumb. It's exactly what you'd expect from like a 90s, 2000s comedy. But yeah, been enjoying it, and for the price I got it for, really excited to have it. Alright, going into the shoujo section, this is not Shoujo Beat. I only got one of these, but this is X1999. This is Duet Volume 6 from Clamp. Really fun, like, kind of like, I won't say sci-fi series, but it's like it's like a fantasy series. But yeah, it follows the story about this guy who like disappears from this family, and then eventually comes back to Tokyo, and he is supposed to be like basically the harbinger of the end of the world. And so everyone's trying to find out what the heck is going on. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but the action's great. It's a really fun series just in general. And yeah, really excited to have another volume of this. I will eventually be catching up on this soon. And now going into the actual Shoujo Beat section, this is Ion from Arina Tanemura. I finally got this. I've been looking for this one for a while. A lot of people say this is one of their favorite Arina Tanemura like one-shots. There are a lot of them, especially a lot in English, for better or for worse. But really excited to have this one and see what everyone has been talking about. This one's, it's got a really beautiful cover. I actually really enjoy this. I like the green and the blue a lot. And yeah, definitely excited to check it out. Alright, up next, excited to get the next 3 volumes of Kimi ni Todoke. Managed to find 2 of them new and 1 of them used for a really good price. So excited to have them. Been really enjoying the series from Karuho Shina. Really fun romance series, our high school rom-com, I would say, following the story of this girl here, whose name is, I believe, okay, her name is Sawako, but a lot of people nickname her Sadako because she looks like the girl from The Ring, or is it The Grudge? I don't remember, but she's actually really nice if you get to know her. So she ends up, it's about her learning to make friends and kind of falling in love with this guy. And yeah, it's just a really cute series. I really enjoy it. Actually, I think the writing is incredible across the board. I like the friendships feel real and raw, and you just gotta love it. So really excited to have this. Can't wait to keep reading it. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up Full Moon O Sakashite. This is volumes 6 and 7 from Arina Tanemura. These are the last 2 volumes I need, and actually, funny story about this is that I actually managed to pick up the entire series for 20 bucks from this person saying like, oh yeah, I've had these for like what feels like almost 20 years, which made me feel like crumble to dust, but really excited to have these. Been very much enjoying this series. This might be my favorite Arina Tanemura work, we'll see. But follows the story about this girl who unfortunately has, I think, throat cancer or some kind of throat disease that's going to kill her, but she refuses to get like the surgery because it's going to take away her singing voice, which is something that she loves. Eventually she gets visited by Shikigami, which give her an ability to become the singer she's always wanted to be. Yeah, it's just a very beautiful and kind of like somber story. Like there's a lot of excitement to be had, but there's a lot of like emotional moments as well, kind of tackling the ideas of death and all those kinds of things. So really great series. Excited to finish it, I guess, at this point. Really excited for that. And last but not least, from Shoujo Beat, I managed to pick up the 2nd volume of Aizawa's Neighborhood Story. So I think this is out early, I want to say. I don't think this was supposed to be out just yet, but really excited to have this, and it's got the awesome flaps here. I love them so much. Really fun story about these this like group of people who are at this fashion high school trying to get into college, and yeah, it's about their relationships and them trying to learn fashion and various other things. It's very goofy, it's very funny. I've actually been really enjoying it. I really like the first volume, so yeah, excited to check out the 2nd volume soon. Alright, coming into the Shonen Jump section, always my biggest section. We first up picked up the 3rd volume of Blade of the Moon Princess from Tatsuya Endo, the same mangaka behind Spy Family and Tista, that's what it's called. Yeah, this one is pretty fun. I found out recently actually that this series is based off of a one-shot that Tatsuya Endo did back in like 2000 or something like that. 2000 or 2001. I did a short on it. And then he didn't actually end up working on this series until much further down the line, which is like crazy to think about. But yeah, follows a story about this girl here. Her name's Kaguya, who gets sent away from the moon after a coup by a rival like royal family disrupts everything. So she gets sent down to the plagued area, or whatever it's called, aka Earth, and she's learning to understand her powers and basically retake the throne from the coup people. So it's a fun series. It definitely shows its age. I feel like Tatsuya Endo really figured out how to actually fully write out things in Spy Family. You don't really see it here. I think there are obviously some issues here and there, but yeah, it's still a very fun series, and really excited to have this 3rd volume. Coming up next, I picked up another volume of Bleach. This is volume 28. I am slowly but surely filling out my collection here and there. I don't have much to say about Bleach. I feel like if you know what Bleach is, I mean, is there really much to explain about it? It's Tite Kubo's masterpiece. A lot of people absolutely love this series, and I'm not necessarily one of those people who loves it, but I do very much enjoy it to an extent. So yeah, definitely cool to have another volume in the collection. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up volume 12 of Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible from Nyukimori. This is the final volume of the series, and I'm a little sad about it, honestly. This was a series that I was not expecting to enjoy as much as I have, but I ended up really, really liking it, especially after the first volume. But yeah, this is going to be the end of their story. Shiraishi and Kubo. Good luck. That's all I could say. Alright, I also picked up One Piece Shougeki No Sanji. This is from Yuto Sakuda and Shun Saiki and Yuki Morisaka, aka the people who worked on Food Wars, which is why the art style looks like Food Wars. Yeah, and basically this is like a one-shot story following Sanji's like adventures in cooking. So it's exactly what you'd expect from the Food Wars people. It's weird, it's goofy, but it's kind of fun to read. I don't know. I really like the emphasis on all the cooking, as always. Something that Food Wars did really, really well. And yeah, I think it translates pretty well into this thing. I don't know why I'm giving you a review of it, because yeah, this is the pickups, not the reading log, but oh well, I've already done it. I guess I'll do it again in the reading log. Alright, up next, conveniently, I also picked up volume 105 of One Piece. This is, I believe, supposed to be the start of the next arc. Thank goodness, because Wano was really long and was really eating away at me. It wasn't specifically a... Why am I blanking? It wasn't an arc that I really liked. That's what it is. I almost said a season. It wasn't an arc that I was the biggest fan of. I think there were obviously a lot of important moments, a lot of really cool stuff, but just in general, I just felt like it just kept going and going, and it just didn't end. So thank goodness it's over, and hopefully this new Egg Island, I think is what it's called, is cool. So yeah, excited to read and talk about this at some point soon. Alright, up next, decided to pick up the 15th volume of Mashle, Magic and Muscles from Hajime Komoto, the classic Harry Potter satire that no one wanted but everyone needed. Yeah, it's a fun series. We're really getting to the end of it. I think this is pretty close to the end, or what feels like the end, so excited to have this, and I will be reading it soon. Alright, up next, decided to pick up Dark Gathering Volume 6 from Kenichi Kondo. Very spooky manga that I do very much enjoy and I love talking about. But yeah, really good time with this one. If you want a really creepy horror series with a lot of like fun, dark elements, definitely check this one out. Alright, up next, this is all of the new stuff that's not supposed to be out yet. So first up, I picked up Marriage Toxin Volume 2 from Joumyaku and Mizuki Yoda. So yeah, this is supposed to be out in April, but I got it early because magic. I'm a time traveler, what can I say? Yeah, I really enjoyed the first volume of this one. This is a story that follows like the leader, like the official clan head almost of like basically the poison assassins. But because he does not have a wife and cannot create an heir, his sister is being forced to get married and have a child, even though she already has a lover that she already loves, but would be forced to break up with if she's forced into this forced marriage. So he is promised to find a lover, find a wife in order to have an heir to the family. It's weird, it's strange. He meets basically a con artist who helps to teach him how to date, and yeah, it's a really strange one. It was really weird. The first volume was just like really out there, but really enjoyed it, so excited to check out the second volume as soon as possible. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up the 19th volume of Burrito, Naruto Next Generation from Masashi Kishimoto and Mikio Ikemoto. Yeah, there's not much to say about this. It's a fine series. It's okay. It's getting, I would argue, worse as we keep going. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. If you like Naruto, read this with a grain of salt, I guess. I don't even know if that's a real phrase. Whatever. Just go check it out, I guess. See if you like it. It's not amazing, but I don't know. I'm still reading it because I'm kind of hooked in at this point. Alright, up next, I also decided to pick up the 7th volume of Dan to Dan from Yukinobu Tatsu. I am so happy to have this. I am so excited to have this. I cannot wait to read this. This has been one of my favorite releasing series from the Shonen Jump imprint. It's a lot of fun, it's crazy, it's stupid. The anime is coming out soon-ish, so I'm really hyped for that too. Yeah, it's a really fun series. If you don't know anything about it, it's a series I talk about a lot on this channel, but Follow the story about these two people. One of them is a guy who believes in aliens but doesn't believe in ghosts, and a girl who believes in ghosts but doesn't believe in aliens. So they're like, okay, fine. How about we go to our specific areas and see if the other thing does exist? And lo and behold, they both exist, and they both get trapped in, or get like wrapped up in all of this mess. And yeah, it forms a bond between them. Almost a little bit of a relationship in a way. So yeah, it's weird, it's intense, it's crazy, it's off the walls. Like, it's so strange, but it's so much fun. Definitely give this a shot if you're looking for something a little bit wacky. And last but not least, I decided to pick up the 11th volume of Sakamoto Days from Yuto Suzuki. Love this series. One of my favorite shonen series coming out now, and one of my favorites from Shonen Jump specifically, but super fun, super exciting, super intense. Love it a lot. Another one that's also a little bit goofy. It feels very much like just things can go horribly wrong very fast. The characters could be flying across the screen or flying across the panels, just kind of beating each other up in midair. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. There's not much else to say about it. Definitely just give it a shot. And that is going to be it for this pickups video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking out all this stuff. Have you picked up any of these volumes yourself? Have you read any of these series before? Let me know in the comments below. Or let me know what you've picked up specifically. I'd love to know what you guys are picking up. So yeah, maybe I can pick it up as well. Anyways, you know what to do. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. Those are all amazing things. Those are all wonderful things. I really appreciate it. I love all the support that I receive. I love all the nice comments. I love reading all of the mean comments as well, even though like they kind of hurt sometimes, but they are very interesting to read, especially when some of them don't make any sense. But yeah, regardless, thank you so much for all the support. You all are amazing. You all helped yeah, get me to where I am today, so thank you so much. And thank you to Reg SC Lee, or Regs C Lee, for the subscription, or not, sorry, not the subscription, the membership. Appreciate it. If you want to become a member, you can get these videos a little bit early, or you could just do it for support. I appreciate that as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.